This is unprecedented. I'm Adam Klein, winner of Survivor Millennials vs. Generation X. Super duper fans, gather round. It's time for another installment of Survivor Talk with D&D.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our recap and feedback show for the 7th episode of Survivor Heroes vs. Healers vs. Hustlers Get to Gettin'. Isn't that right? Isn't that the name of it? Get to Gettin'?
Yeah.
I'm Dwaine. I'm here with David. You just heard him. And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Now, we have two things to do at the end of our show. We are announcing the winners of the D&D patron sweepstakes. In fact, we're going to click them and figure out who wins tonight. I've got a randomizer going, and I'll click it, and it'll tell me who won. And then we have an announcement to make for all of our listeners. So you're going to want to hang around to the end for the D&D patron sweepstakes and for our announcements. So stay tuned. So, David, do you have a hidden idol somewhere? If so, can I trust you to play it on me?
If I had an idol, and I'm not saying I do or I don't, but if I had an idol and we were aligned and I was certain that you were in danger, I would still not play it for you.
That's right. Well, I don't know. Maybe if it helped your game.
No, I wouldn't.
Only if it helped your game.
If it helped my... I don't know if you would help my game, though. Because you'd be eating every cinnamon stick and every...
Oh, man, that's just wrong. That's just totally wrong.
Where's Dwaine? Is he out idol hunting? No, he's licking the peanut butter jar again.
Licking the peanut butter jar again.
He found honey. No, he's not going anywhere.
That's right. Oh, man. Okay. Well, anyway. So, y'all, that was David. He's an amazing guy, and we're gonna talk about the show. So there's no better talk than Survivor Talk, right? So let's get to those initial thoughts. David, do you have some?
I have 3.
All right. Mixler says my bandwidth is low.
Yeah, you're coming in and out, so sorry if I'm not responding quickly.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
Let me do I'll do one first.
Yeah, okay.
My first reaction is not all heroes are made the same. Because what worked for Joe against Alan and Ashley won't work for Joe against Chrissy and Ben.
Right.
Or Ryan, for that matter.
Right.
So not all heroes are cut from the same mold.
Well, there you go. You're not. I have one. CBS got me. They got me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. After that first confessional by Chrissy, I was really convinced she was going home.
Really?
I even told Connie, she's going home.
Wow.
But then later on, whenever Jessica said something, I thought, aha, now I know the two that are going to be battled against to go home. At least I was right there.
You've been watching too much Survivor that you could pick that out so quickly.
I know. Oh, man. Gwen's stalking us. Gwen, as soon as we got on the air, she knew it somehow and stalked us.
Her D&D dar went off.
Yeah, her D&D dar. Wow. Wow. Okay, I have another one, but you can tell me your other one if you have one.
My next one's kind of a big one, but I like it. It's tribal councils build trust and loyalty through unity. And what I mean by that, because you're looking at me like, are you talking about the same show? And what I mean is the merge brought together two seemingly solid tribes.
Yeah.
The Yawa, I call it Yawa 2.0 and Soko 2.0, and a third tribe ready to be split up, the Levu 2.0. So Yawa 2.0 went undefeated, never visiting and thus never testing their new bonds of trust. Soko 2.0 went twice and came out with 3 players who proved loyalty through their voting. So going into a merge, Jessica and Cole were trusting who they thought was on board, although they were never tested or proven to be on board, whereas Chrissy and Ryan trusted in people they'd gone to tribal with and voted with.
Well, there you go. So thus, going to tribal council before the merge actually can strengthen you in your group.
It does, and I think also when you prove you're loyal to somebody, that reinforces that you want to be loyal with that person.
Right.
And it's been said a lot this last night. Mike said it a lot. All the work that we did for the last 9 days is going to be for naught if we don't do what we said we're going to do.
Right.
Whereas Christy and Ryan and JP all proved that they were doing what they agreed to do through tribal councils, as did Joe to Desi. He proved that he was going to do what it took to get those two through. So, and as well as Devin and Ashley working together at tribal council.
Yeah.
Well, the only one they went to, but still going to tribal with their 2.0 tribes, they proved loyalty, built trust, built a relationship. I mean, it's easy to be happy when you're winning.
Yeah, of course.
When you're winning. And Jessica Cole and Mike never went to tribal until the merge. But it's easy to be happy when you're winning. But until you put test out there, until you put something on the line or put a name on a ballot, you really don't know what Ben and Lauren are going to do.
That's right.
And it just came to fruition last night.
Yeah. I lost my internet connection again. Are you losing me occasionally?
No, I would just thought you were listening intently because you really thought it was a good point. But no, you didn't really jitter until you started talking. But no, you were consistently moving through the whole time.
That's weird. I wonder why my internet connection isn't very good. Oh, well.
I got one more, but go ahead if you got one.
I have one more, and then you do yours, and then we'll get to the recap. You don't show your idol at tribal. All it does is take your advantage away because now you won't draw votes your way in order to get your person out. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. I agree.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, if he thought they were going for them, good. Don't show your idol and egg it on. Be a jerk so they do vote for you. Yep. If you heard me, my bandwidth is low for some reason. I mean, I'm connected directly to my router, so I have no idea why.
I think your second initial reaction complements my first one, that the way Joe played Alan and Ashley won't work with Chrissy and Ben.
Right.
And I think he tried the same thing, even though he didn't pull the idol out until he played it with them, but he thought he could play them the same way by drawing votes.
Yeah. Well, didn't work, dude. All it's like, I mean, he told Cole ahead of time. He wants to be known for causing a lot of drama at tribal. Mm-hmm. It's like he's wanting to take Malcolm's place. It ain't going to happen. Malcolm played 3 idols. You haven't.
Right. Malcolm found 3 idols too.
Yeah. So, all right. So you have one more. Yes, you do.
Oh.
No, go. You have it. Did you lose me again?
Again. Okay. So you ready for my last one?
Yeah. Oh, this is a bummer.
My last one is, to be the sole survivor, you have to be a team player.
Well, okay.
You have to, at some point during 39 days, be a team player, work as a team member, get along with teammates, and do things that make you a good teammate.
Yeah.
You can't be a solo artist through the whole thing, Cole. You have to be a team player at least at some point during the 39 days.
Yeah.
Not a Jessica player, a team player.
You know what's funny? This wasn't even, but you mentioning Cole, you're right. You have to be a team player. Let me acknowledge your point. But you mentioned Cole, and I'm thinking about tribal, where someone else made the comment about trusting people, and then he used it twice. The guy can't come up with his own thoughts or his own strategies.
It was Joe. Yeah, it was Joe that said trust.
Yeah. Wow. All right. SoCo. Night 16. We're just going to trust that my internet connection does not go out anymore. Right?
Okay.
People in the chat room are going, you're buffering and we're not hearing all your points. I know. I'm sorry. David isn't either, so it doesn't matter.
You're not missing much.
Okay. Exactly. It's just me. What are you talking about? Oh, that's why we don't have any hearts, because we're buffering. Come on, y'all. Where's the hearts? I feel like I'm on Periscope.
I wonder if I'm buffering.
No, you're not. No. We're both buffering because I'm the one that's broadcasting.
I'm buff. I'm just not buffering. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So, you have Chrissy doing her whole, I didn't want to smile, but I'm so glad they're gone, or she's gone thing.
I was waiting for her to follow up with, And I so hope we don't have to go to tribal council
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Because and she said it right. She goes, I am perfectly placed between two guys that are closer to me than they are each other.
Yeah.
So I'm good. CBS production, I'm good. Let's go to merge.
Yeah.
Cut to merge. Okay.
Yeah. This time with Gwen, I had mixed feelings with Gwen. I enjoyed watching her play and her strategy. Excuse me. And at the same time, I was annoyed by her play and strategy.
But let's make it clear that you weren't watching Gwen play Survivor.
Did I say Gwen?
Chrissy. Yes, you said it 3 times.
Wow.
You're watching Chrissy get out of the chat room and come back to the recap.
I wasn't even looking at the chat room. That's crazy.
Okay.
Wow. Well, it's because she's stalking us. That's what it was. Anyway, so with Chrissy, I had mixed emotions. That explains your weird look to me at the beginning of that point. Because I enjoyed watching her strategy, and then at the same time, there was some of I don't really know what it is. Some of the things just kind of annoyed me. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's her confidence, but why would that annoy me? I don't know.
You think she was playing too much in the open?
I think you know what it is? I think she's starting to get a little too confident. I think that's what it is. I mean, when you talk to somebody in the middle of the reward or whatever, or the merge feast with everybody around you, and yeah, they can't hear you, but they can read lips and they can see your expression, you know? Yeah. And when you're sitting around in the middle of the group and you are the center of attention, you are obviously the leader, you are obviously the one dictating how everything's going to go, right? That's like the girl that wrote in the sand. It's like, okay, wait a second. You're the one doing it. We're going to have to get you out.
Right.
Right.
That's what I thought later on when she was sitting in that group, right, as the center of that group and talking about all the plans.
Okay, so Gwen makes a good point. Confidence is good. Cockiness is bad. But see, but cockiness is more of an attitude. And I do feel like she's being a little too overconfident. Yeah, I do. She's being she's being overconfident to the point that she's risking her game. That's what I mean.
There were several bouts of overconfidence last night in the episode. Several. I just think she's a strong woman mentally.
Oh yeah,
and strategically, and she's not afraid to do it. She's, in fact, in her business world, I'm willing to guess she competed against men a lot, and she has no qualms about facing up to men that think they're gonna, defeat a woman in how they play.
Right.
So I'm enjoying watching her play because to me, I like seeing strategy come out and not being hidden by the camera so much. Right. I like seeing her thoughts and ideas. I do worry about some of the things she said last night and the situations she said them in. I was a little, because she's my pick to win. So I got a little nervous too when all them confessionals are coming out. Right. You can stop at those anytime.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's playing a very good game, but I'm concerned for her that she might be showing her cards, showing her smarts,
Or maybe other people are too, and we're just seeing hers because it's telling the story of how she gets to the end.
Well, I don't know, because she is smarter than everybody out there.
Yeah. And everybody's noticing it too.
Yeah. So you don't answer the math question. You don't stroke that ego of yours.
Yeah. See, that was a big one for me.
You don't stroke the ego, which is what she was doing, even though she wouldn't admit it, and she probably wouldn't even realize it. But it's like, oh yeah, a hair over 1,100. I mean, I don't think she's trying to be cocky, but that is giving somebody a reason to get rid of you. She's smart.
She's in the moment. She's confident. Even though she got knocked out, she knows that the person they want to vote out is already out of the game, out of the challenge. Whereas Ryan took his insult of being knocked out in mere seconds, 1,100 times faster than the others, and he said that will look good on a resume.
Yeah. Right. And she needs to be careful because she had 5 votes against her last night. Which means somebody's looking for her.
It is. They picked her out. Well, Mike did. If the edit is correct, Mike picked her out as the lynch king over there, the linchpin of what's going on. I wonder if her lack of shock was because Ben told her the votes were coming.
Well, maybe
because
so.
He went back and forth, and I was looking for her reaction as to, they're singling out me, and which tells me that if he told her the votes were coming, and she of course asked from who, as in who put my name out there, then that person could be in trouble.
Yeah. So if I was going to be an edit reader, which I'm not usually,
Yeah.
I would see Ben as getting a winner's edit and Chrissy as getting a almost winner's edit, but gets blindsided close to the end. That's kind of the way I see the edit going if I was going to read the edit.
That's good, because if we were going by last night, Chrissy looked like a third place bitter finish.
Yeah.
Not getting any votes, and Ben definitely looked like a stronger finish.
Right, because they're showing her possibly overplaying, and they're showing him even keel, making good decisions.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So, well, we go on to Yawa, day 17. Cole feels good. He shouldn't. Cole.
Overconfidence. Here it comes.
Why does Jessica want to go out with Cole? She seems like a smart girl, and he just doesn't seem like a smart guy. It doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, even in the game, he's part of the reason why why she went home.
Yeah.
Her association with him.
Well, I was thinking about that, and of course, Desi couldn't go. A healer was going to go if that group had its way. If Chrissy had her way, that a healer was going to go.
Right.
Desi couldn't go. They were worried about Joe and Idols. So why bother splitting the votes? Because when you split the votes, you're risking something with that many people left in the game.
Right.
So she flat out said, "What if Cole pulls something out of his pants? What if he has something that he's got an idol somewhere and then he plays it?" And so him and Joe are safe. So why not go after the one they're not expecting?
Yeah.
But if anything, if she brought up Mike, Ben would probably say, "You know what? He's not a threat.
Right.
Let's don't vote out Mike," because Ben wants to save his options for later too, just like Sarah did. She saved all of her options until she didn't need them anymore.
Yeah.
But Cole is thinking, "Wow, we've spent 9 days with these people. We are locked. We are steady. I don't know how they're going to vote because we've never voted, but we are locked. We are steady."
Yeah, he hasn't watched the show. I mean, otherwise he'd know. You're never just, I'm depending on my gear to hold me up on the mountain. Dude, this is gear. The gear doesn't have mind of its own.
Now, yeah, really. Exactly. It's where you put it and how you use it.
Yeah.
But in Jessica, one of her exit interviews, she said that Cole gave her something that every woman wants, apparently, which was attention. Yeah. He was constantly saying sweet things to her and talking to her.
Apparently, you don't know that after 25 years of marriage.
27. But anyway, yeah, she wants attention.
Yeah,
exactly. She wants me to whisper sweet nothings to her and give her flowers, and the right flowers, of course. But and there were so many times where she said, "You are making my head spin because I got to stay in this game." But the way you're talking to me, it sounds like a personal relationship type thing, and it was really hard on her. But to play that way. But it's funny because when you look at all the healers that were there, the 3 that were there, and then the 2 they wanted to pull back in, then you got Ben and Lauren, 2 completely different contrasts to this situation. Because Ben's like, "Yeah, I could go with this group. I think I could trust this group. But if I count this group, I'm number 6 or number 7. I'm not in the top 5 of this group, no matter what they say."
Right.
But Lauren looks at it like, "You know what? I found a group that's listening to me, that's talking to me, a group that I can get along with. I want to work with this group now."
Right.
So that was a good editing job, I thought, for Ben and Lauren that production did to show those 2, because Lauren really didn't want to move away from that healer group.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to Ashley basically giving us some narrative about why CBS moved up the merge.
What?
Yeah, we're physically completely drained. Devin's walking around like his legs are 10,000 pounds more than they are.
Yep.
And they are probably, Ashley, a little exaggeration there. You aren't dying.
Yeah, you're not going to die in 24 hours if you don't eat.
Yeah. You want to see people who are dying go to Haiti or something. That's starvation. So, but I understand what she's saying. And do you think, as Will the Giant Ninja mentions in his feedback later on, that CBS purposely moved up the merge? I mean, that looked like a full-on, ready-to-go challenge to me.
I'll give Janice Tillery props, too, because she mentioned in our Facebook live chat, she said they talked about how it wasn't mentioned that she's on the jury. And she's like, "Well, why did they do this? Why did they do the merge and then not put a jury member unless they moved it up because of the conditions they were in?"
Yeah.
So apparently Cole had gone to every camp and eaten all the rest of their food they had at all the other camps.
Yes, apparently so. I don't know. It may have just been because of that one tribe. It could have been because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did they get second place a lot or something? Is that why they were not getting a lot of food?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they did get second in the pizza, so they only had one pizza this year.
Like you said, Cole was going over there at night and sucking on their cinnamon sticks and getting all their pizza. So, well, anyway, we don't know if that's actually what happened, but I wouldn't doubt it for the safety of the people, because that looked like a pretty interesting challenge that they had set up. So,
but they have done that before, though. Brought them out to a challenge and then sent them off on the merge feast. They have done it before, but they usually bring them back for it.
Well, but it's not as this challenge looked elaborate. We've seen it done before, where if I remember correctly, where the challenge looked like it was going to be a challenge, but not as elaborate as this one. I don't know. I just kind of feel like they set this thing up like 2-3 days ago and then had to make a decision.
Yeah,
and they had to call Outback at the last minute.
Hey, we need to move it up 2 days.
Yeah. And they're like, mate, we can't do this. No.
Well, then you see the restaurant was in the background. They didn't finish building it yet, so they had to use the hut.
By the way, the Outback has nothing to do with Australia. Whenever they named it, it was just like, okay, people like Australia, so let's name it the Outback. Seriously, I am not joking at all. That is what happened. They named it the Outback and went with the whole Aussie Australian theme because they knew Americans liked that.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
I just like the bloomin' onion. That's fine with me.
So the reward challenge, a very cool looking challenge that we don't get to see. I wish they hadn't told us about the merge on the preview. Normally I like that, but they would have totally fooled me had they not told me about the merge.
I wonder if it's because they want to build up that episode, because to be honest, if I didn't have choir on Wednesday nights, I would have a party on merge episode nights.
Yeah,
I would have a viewing party without a doubt, because I love the merge. It's my favorite episode.
Yeah,
it's like Ben said, the game begins, but even though it's began 17 days ago, but it's like where all the whatever the aqua dumpage hits the prom fonts, and it just goes from there.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Well, go ahead.
No, the only thing I wrote was the tribes meet up and no one has a reaction to Allie being voted out. They just want to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I like about merge episodes is, we get a little bit before the reward challenge, but it helps what's coming up. And after that merge, we get 20 minutes of strategy and watching people talk and figure things out, Yeah. And it's not wasted talk. It's talk because, we're all together and we've got to figure out what we're going to do, because we're all going to tribal tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want a reaction, you force them all together.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the merge, that's the purpose behind the merge feast is not to feed them. It's to throw them all into the same pot and stir it up and see what comes out of it. And hopefully some things bubble over and boil over. And even Jessica said it was chaos around that merge feast. Everybody was grabbing multiple desserts, multiple this, and they got what they wanted. They had a lot of great conversations.
Yeah. So Desi goes, look, I just want some food. And Ben, Propes, we all just want to eat. We're tired. He's not quite that much of a redneck sounding. I didn't mean to do that, and then Ben says merge is that first step to getting the $1 million. I don't know if it's the first step, Ben, but it's a big step.
Yeah.
There's some other steps like getting through all the other tribal councils. I lost my internet connection. Can you not hear me?
In and out.
What is going on with my internet connection tonight?
I wrote that Joe immediately underestimates his opponents. He says the healers have the numbers. No, you don't. and no one knows about his idol. Okay, that's true. And he's in a good spot. No, you're not.
Yeah. So everybody is thinking feast. And Probst goes, no feast. Because we got something better. And then he uses every single Outback marketing line that they have.
I'm surprised he didn't rip his shirt open and show an Outback t-shirt or something.
Outback. Anyway, but let me tell you something, man. Baked potato, ribeye steak, lava cake, what looked like lemonade. I would want it to be lemonade. That would a baked potato. Oh my goodness, David. Those steaks, best steaks. And I've eaten steaks at Outback and they don't look that good. You know what? They put Outback on the outside of it, but that was like Ruth Chris or something.
That's the best steak I've ever eaten.
That is not. Yeah.
But I'm like Joe. How many can I have? I mean, the lava cake, I'll take a bite, but I don't want the chocolate lava cake. I want steaks.
I want steak. All that protein and everything.
Yes, and potatoes. Yes, starch and protein. Give me that stuff. And yeah, I'll take the salad too. I love Cole. I mean, now I'm not a calorie counter. I've never counted calories. Is 800 calories a lot, or is that a little?
Well, if you're losing weight, 1,500 calories is kind of where you want to go to lose weight. You normally want like 2,400 calories, just a normal. Of course, what's his face eats 8,000 calories.
Oh, that's what Cole said. Not 800. It was 8,000 calories.
Cole said 8,000. Well, okay. Wow. To give you an example, the reason why he eats 8,000 calories is because he burns so many calories. Right. So the average person who doesn't exercise and everything like that needs about 2,400 calories. They burn about 2,400 calories a day, right? So you gain weight because you eat more than 2,400 calories. Uh-huh. You get somebody like what was that swimmer, the Olympic guy,
Phelps.
Michael Phelps eats like 12,000 calories a day. He'll literally take a huge, large pizza and just eat the whole thing because he's got to have the calories. So that's what Cole's saying.
So if he's eating 8,000 calories a day and he has an 8-pack constantly because he's constantly working out, he probably should have gone to 16,000 calories a day and packed on a little bit of weight so that it would have gotten him to day 17 without being starving.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do that.
Poor planning.
All right. So I'm just saying that steak looked amazing. And,
it always does. I wanted steak last night so bad.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It made me want to go to Outback and pay $50 for a steak.
After you wait an hour and a half to get in.
Yeah. Well, so anyway.
This show is not sponsored by Outback.
Hey, if we were sponsored by Outback, I'd be going lava dava from the bottom of the pit. Yeah, I'll be saying whatever the tagline is.
Yeah.
Did you notice even while they were walking off to go towards the Outback, Chrissy was already looking around, trying to go ahead and start playing the game again.
It's funny because from watching Durham Warriors in Maine for so many years, I noticed the exact same thing. She had turned to almost to see who was walking with who and who was talking to who. That's funny that we both saw that same thing.
By the way, about the whole steak thing, I bet Vader Girl would have said, "Can I have kale instead?"
Even chips are fine.
Yeah, and maybe a black cat. All right. Let's see. Christy is not a fan of Joe. Boy, can you imagine how loud and obnoxious Joe was around that table? Can you just imagine?
I wonder if her asking him about tribal was to get him talking about what he did. And sure enough, he mentions an idol. He brings up an idol, that he had to play an idol.
Yeah.
I wonder if she knew that beforehand because she wasn't at the tribal where he played it.
I don't know. I think she just got it out of him, probably. I mean,
and she had not been with Ashley until that merge.
He's proud that he's playing the idols, you know?
Exactly. And if you got somebody like that, I want you to talk about what you're doing so I get an understanding of who you are.
Yeah.
You're full of sugar. You're full of steak. You're full of all kinds of stuff. You're going to say stuff that you might not realize you're saying.
Yeah. For a minute there, I thought we were going unfamily friendly. You're full of sugar. I was like, what, David? I've never even heard you say that before. Do what?
There was lemonade too. So
yeah, okay. I don't know if that was lemonade, but I would have requested water or Dr. Pepper or something. All right, let's see. Oh, Cole back at camp. We have nails with idol clues in them. Oh, wait, no, he didn't say that. You know, Cole, if you had just done a little more work.
One of the comments that Ben got on the way out of that merge feast, I wanted to read for moving on. And it's like you said, his edit was really progressive last night. He said, "There's no teams now. It's about me and my family."
Yeah.
You know, there's no more camaraderie. It's going to be about blindsides and lies, and I'm sure somebody's going to cry.
Right.
So it's like he's ready just to pull off the gloves and go at it.
Absolutely.
So I like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Jessica talking to Desi, who is also good at saying what people want to hear. You know, I think Desi probably played a good game that they didn't get to.
I I worry about how far she's going to go, and I'm pulling for her because she's local. But man, her edit is just nothing.
But that's my point. I bet she played a better game that they're showing us because it doesn't play into the story, and she ends up not being a big factor. But you listen to when she talks to people and they throw ideas at her. She's doing the right thing.
I completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. So
all I'm doing is just cutting you off like Cole does. So go ahead.
Oh my gosh. No, David, that's what I was trying to tell you.
No, that's just what I'm trying to tell you.
No, that's what I was trying to tell you.
But if you will let me apologize first, I'll just tell you.
You know, stop interrupting me.
That's no reason. That's no reason for me to do what I did.
Yeah, we were rude. Ben was so patient. I would have been like, stop interrupting me.
But just letting him dig his own hole, brother.
Oh, yeah. Ryan and Devin. Ryan wants Ben and Lauren also. Of course, you got this group that wants Ben and Lauren, and you have this group that wants Ben and Lauren. So there you go. That's the whole gist of the second half of the show. So
I liked. I think it was after commercial that Devin was talking to Lauren about them being a minority, and to me, that kind of speaks to something we did not see pre-shuffle. Was Devin and Lauren talking? They're talking like they're old friends. You know, like they've got this relationship. We also never saw, learning now from Joe's tweet and Jessica's exit interview, that Joe and Jessica had a day one alliance.
Oh.
A day one bond. They were going to work together. And Joe tweeted it after the show, and she talked about it. But I like seeing this conversation because it felt like a very comfortable conversation.
Yeah.
That Devin was having with Lauren. This is great that we're in the minority. Everybody wants to work with us, but we should work with the heroes to take out the heroes to take out the healers.
Yeah.
And what do we get right away? Lauren going to Dr. Mike.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't agree.
That's right.
And I really feel like it's because, you correct me what you think about this, but I think it's because Lauren feels like she's part of that group.
Oh, yeah. Lauren didn't want to go against the 5.
No. I think not that they accepted her, but they made her feel like part of the voting bloc.
Right.
You know?
And if you think about it, they may have made a mistake because in that 5, they're in a good position. Now they've gone over to the other group, and now they're what?
If they're with that 5, they're 6 and 7.
Oh, are they still 6 and 7?
That's 5 healers, and then one from each other.
Oh, yeah, okay. So no matter where they go,
that's the reason I thought last night was a good vote.
Okay.
We'll see what happens from there.
But no matter where they are, they're 6 and 7.
Well, that depends. Chrissy called Ben her number 1. She said, "Me,
that's
you are
right.
Tight."
Okay.
That's right. And Lauren is probably getting sold the ticket that Ryan says, hey, me, you, and Devin, final 3 hustlers to the end. This is where those original tribe relationships are so important before you break off and swap, you know. This is where Ashley and JP, who suddenly disappeared in this episode, that they had that bond in the beginning. I'm sure they still have that bond now. But
we did see some
like Desi,
of
we just didn't see it.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. We did see some of JP. When he dropped, he flexed for us. It's like, oh, I dropped. The camera's going to be on me.
Exactly. I didn't even finish my note because I wrote that down about Lauren. She wants to work with people she gets along with and trust. And she made a vow to Mike, somebody mature, not a millennial. Well, he might be an older millennial, but he's older. He's closer to her age. And Mike also feels strong with Lauren and Ben. Yeah. That was a great luck swap right there that Mike, Ben, and Lauren got put together because they're similar in age, similar maturity compared to Jessica and Cole.
Yeah. All right, so we get some Ben irritated with Cole eating alone again. Ben talks with Mike, but I have a feeling like Mike wasn't all into that. Now, Ben may have made a little bit of an error talking to Mike. You know. Yeah,
I was surprised. I did like that the edit showed Ben and Lauren going back and forth so much, but they were talking about everything.
I know.
That was a lot of reveal.
And Mike takes a page out of Cole's book and tells Cole, who has no idea what to do with that information.
So he goes to Joe.
Mike is that's later after the challenge, but yeah.
That's funny.
It's like
I wrote now
this
Cole is paranoid,
me.
but luckily has no idea why.
Yeah. Has no idea why. That's right. He's like, Mike, that's not good, right?
I'm not supposed to get voted out now, am I?
Yeah. Don't tell anybody, but Jessica and I are really close.
We talk every day.
Do you think that will help me? Anyway.
If I put a target on her, I also like what Mike said, that I thought for 17 days I was the only one playing the game.
Yeah.
I know. Find out there's a bunch of other people playing the game.
I know. It's like, wait, everyone's playing this game. That's not right.
Yeah. And watching Chrissy, there's people playing a lot harder than I'm playing this game.
Yeah. All right, let's get to that immunity challenge. I have something to tell Mike, Dr. Mike. Okay. Sure, kissing the idol gets you on TV, but you're still kissing a dirty stone idol. Keep your mouth off of the idol. There, that's all I have to say about that.
So this challenge, I wrote endurance and balance. And here we go back to a balance challenge that plays to smaller feet.
Yes.
For certain people. But here's I wrote this. I've never done this before. I wrote what we learned from this challenge. I got 4 points. Very short. Ryan is not a physical threat. We learned that in 2 seconds.
Oh, we learned that?
We learned that from this challenge.
See, I thought maybe.
Have you seen his arms? The steak looked at him and said, no, I can't let that.
The steak looked at him and said, wait, I won't fit.
Ryan probably got through half the steak.
Y'all
so
are,
can't eat
you
anymore.
are bad.
I know, I'm sorry. Number 2, don't talk during endurance concentration challenge.
That's right. And don't look away for crying out loud.
Oh, I know. He turned his head.
Yeah. Same thing happened to Chrissy. Whenever whoever fell off, she looked like she was happy, and then the ball fell out.
Yeah. Point number 3, Chrissy does math like breathing.
Yes.
It just comes out. And unfortunately, it just came out. And it got talked about later.
That's right. And you know, I think someone in their feedback said, what does that matter? Well, it matters a lot, because when you're on Survivor, you think of anything you can to vote someone off.
Exactly.
And if you're going to put yourself out there as Miss Smart, then...
just a little afterplay, like when people come back and do their interviews and like make up something that sounds good for what they did.
Yeah.
I don't believe this was made up. I really like what Ryan said in his interview with Dalton Ross last week. He said, one of the reasons I didn't tell Allie to vote for Rourke was because I wanted Chrissy to see that Allie voted for Chrissy. So Chrissy would have a reason to vote Allie the next time around, knowing that Allie was going to go.
Ryan's a smart little skinny guy.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
My final point is Ashley and Desi are multifaceted physical threats.
Yes.
Endurance, balance, concentration, these 2 are in it to win it for these challenges. Right. Unfortunately, that's probably all they're going to get to be edited into doing is winning challenges, because they're not getting shown doing anything else.
No, they're not. Well, Ashley was sad about the food.
And Desi barely walked up to the beach.
Yeah.
After that, they disappeared.
So you use centrifugal force to keep the ball in the loop while balancing on an inclined beam. Apparently, this has hypnotic effect on people. How many times did Probst talk of, don't get in an hypnotic trance. The ball will lure you in and make you sleepy.
I think he only said it once, because he didn't shut up for the whole challenge. Oh, my gosh. That's all he did was talking. It got so annoying.
Yeah. This isn't something you do in your backyard. How many of y'all have done this before?
I've done it. Not even me. Yeah.
Drop.
Definitely not you here either. Sorry.
It's almost like Probst was like responding to people who complain. Now, those... You know, you could do those things in your backyard. You don't this one in your backyard. So anyway, Desi
you
wins.
Froze.
I froze? Am I still frozen?
Yeah, well, you said Probst was responding or reacting to something.
Yeah, to people who go, you can do these challenges in your backyard type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Back at camp. Oh, boy, this is just a big, long session of Lauren and Ben. Who's going to get to Lauren and Ben? And how will the Hustler Hero Alliance keep from getting bitten by the hidden immunity idol? That's the whole thing. Ready to go on?
Well, if the healers and hustlers could just see the hidden immunity idol, that would help them know what to do about the hidden immunity idol.
Yeah. This is where I put Cole talks to Ben and keeps interrupting him, which is interesting, as he told Lauren to stop doing it, as you said earlier.
Which, by the way, Jessica told Cole to go apologize to Ben.
Yes.
No, in her exit interview, she said that I'm the one that told him to go over there and do that.
Yeah. By the way, if anybody ever comes up to me on Survivor and goes, you know what, we're 1 and 2, I'm going to go, well, yeah, I ought to be 1 and 2.
I'll be your number 2.
Because I'm amazing. Obviously, they're going for me.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen me at Tribal Council yet, have you? Oh, man, I'm known for Tribal Councils. That's Joe. That's Joe.
Joe says, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm going to toot my own horn.
Yeah.
They should be targeting
Allow me to start tooting. The horn is going to blow.
But this is the difference between Joe and Cole. Cole talks about how Ben and Lauren are going to vote with them, and Joe says, why in the world are you trusting Ben?
Exactly.
He has great perception of Ben because he reads him and knows this guy is not going to work with us. And if he does, the second time, he's going deuces and going the other way.
And then Cole thinks, well, that didn't work. Hey, Joe, don't tell anybody this. We're all 5 voting together.
I've heard you shouldn't share things with other people.
I'm not sure why this hasn't worked before, but I'm going to try it now. Oh, man. So then Mike tells Desi and Lauren how smart Chrissy is, and they need to get her out, which he's true. He's correct.
I wrote down Mike feels Lauren is tight, and Desi asks the same question that Joe does. What about Ben?
Yep. Yeah, because Mike's like, we got 6. Like, you need 7. Right?
Exactly.
Eesh.
This was a good editing because I really wasn't sure Lauren was going to go over.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know if Ben was going to stick with the healers and make what I thought would be a bad move, but they really didn't show Lauren leaning towards the healers and heroes and hustlers.
Well, I feel like they did show her not wanting to break up the 5. The last conversation she and Ben had. However, she ends that with you think about it and let me know. It's in your hands.
True.
So she gave it over to Ben.
I like Lauren. Lauren she says what she thinks, but she has some good comments because what you just said is a great line. Let me know what you decide.
Yeah.
You know, don't look. I'm voting this way. I don't care where you vote, but I'm voting this way. Well, that forces me to vote one or the other.
Right.
You know, but she didn't. She seems to have a good relationship with Ben, which I wonder is going to come back if she and Ben try to work with Mike to do something against Chrissy and Ryan.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. This
is where I enjoyed the way Chrissy played. Let's play except I didn't like the fact that she was so obvious about being in charge of all this.
Because nobody else spoke.
Right. Let's play like we're going to get Joe, so he'll play his idol. And then we're going to but we're really going to vote off Jessica. We're not going to vote for Cole because he may pull something out. So we're going to vote for Jessica. That's good.
It's a triple fake. That's right.
That's right. So
I like that. That's her business sense.
Yeah.
You know, if A won't work because he's probably got another idol. If you find one, you get a good chance to find 2. B might not work because he might have something. C will work because nobody's going to play it for her. She doesn't have one. We got to have something that's got to be almost guaranteed. And C's got the highest percentage of being guaranteed. Let's go with that. She called it B, but Jessica was a C vote.
Yeah. By the way, when you're in your son's closet doing the podcast, and he and his girlfriend are home from college, and you hear giggling in the room next to you, it's a little disconcerting.
Cole, Jessica, cut it out.
I better open the door and remind them that I'm here. Anyway, Tribal Council. Other than Joe's idol necklace, I feel like Tribe was just normal. They show us answers and try to confuse us. And then it's time to vote. So do you have anything about that before it's time to vote?
I mean, I like that Joe says whatever he's thinking. I don't always think it's the right thing to say out loud.
Right.
But he's not afraid to say what he's thinking. He's trying to play a similar card to what I think he did with Alan and Ashley. Doesn't work. And Mike even not taunts him, but kind of leads him into pulling out his idol, which we already talked about. Cole's confident. I'm confident that somebody's got my back.
Right.
Because I eat a lot, I sleep a lot, and I flirt with Jessica, and I'm confident somebody's not going to vote me out yet.
Yeah, yeah. Jessica's not going to vote me out.
No.
Oh, and what's bad for Jessica, poor Jessica, is she doesn't get to be at Merge Camp at the Ponderosa with.
Nope.
That's probably good for her, though, because she might, lose herself.
Yeah. I really thought that Cole was going to go first or second, and she would just slide by towards the end after that. So just to correct something Patty brought up in our chat room that I've probably heard, but it just flew right by because I was focused on what Chrissy was saying. But she said Devin actually brought up Jessica's name first.
Oh.
Which Chrissy probably let him bring up first.
Well, maybe.
Let him think.
Maybe.
But yep, good point.
Yeah. All right. So apparently they did a good job of making Joe feel it was him because they drew out the idol.
Yep.
They played it.
Absolutely.
So Jessica goes home. She's not on the jury. Life is sad for her.
And I think they're pretty confident that no other healer has an idol. Well, Mike wasn't in danger, but Cole definitely doesn't have an idol. Not yet, anyway.
So anything else to add to the episode before we hit feedback?
Just that Jessica goes home 7-5, and she is not the first member of the jury.
No, she's not.
Everybody sit back. It's time for feedback. Our listeners have to say what's on their minds today. D&D will hear you.
That's right.
D&D will read you.
That's right.
D&D will take the time to take your lines, analyze, and feel you. It's feedback. Survivor Talk with D&D. Take and listen to feedback, y'all. That's right.
All right. Our first feedback is from Kieran, and here it is.
What's up, guys? It's Kieran from Maryland. Time for my feedback. The merge occurred. Two alliances vied for power with Lauren and Ben as the swing votes. Surprised Mike stuck with the original Soko members, and I was surprised that Lauren was considering doing that because both of them didn't like Cole. Maybe they made amends but didn't show it. Cole's antics rubbed people, especially Ben, the wrong way, but luckily they kind of made amends. I feel like Jessica became a target in the last second. I feel like she became a target within the last 5 minutes before they had to go to tribal councils. Very last minute. During tribal council, Joe's antics were funny but stupid at the same time. I feel like he was trying to get the votes to come his way, which was what he did in the episode where Alan left, but it didn't work this time. He misplayed his idol and just got left. It's her own fault for getting into a showmance. Her showmance is the reason she's gone, in my opinion. Maybe not the only reason, but it's a pretty big factor. Now I want to talk about Jess and Cole. Jess and Cole have been on a sinking ship for a long time because of Cole. Jess has had several opportunities to jump off and swim away, but she didn't because she had this blind belief that Cole would save her and the ship wouldn't sink. But guess what happened? She fell off Cole's sinking ship and drowned. She should have jumped off. Going into this episode, I thought there was a possibility of Cole being the reason for her elimination. I thought Cole was a likely route, but at the same time, I thought there was a small possibility of Jessica going, and if she left, it would be because of Cole. And in a way, I was right. I feel like Cole was a big reason for Jessica's elimination. He ruined her game, but at the same time, Jessica ruined her own game by sticking with Cole, even though you can't trust him, and he's just a dud. Her own fault as well, so both of them deserve the blame. So overall, this was a really good episode. A lot of content, a lot of strategy, and there was some entertainment as well. So I really like this episode. The merge episodes are always fun. The preview for next week is supposed to be crazy. It looks like Chrissy and Cole are wrestling for an idol or something. Oh man, that's gonna be some amazing TV. I got some questions for you. Would you say that Jessica basically fell off Cole's sinking ship and just drowned? Would you say that's what happened? And do you think Joe's idea to flaunt his idol at tribal council was a bad idea? I know Tony did something similar to this in Cagayan, but the way Joe did it was just, bad idea. So do you think Joe could have done this better? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks, and have a nice day.
Well, lucky for you, Karen, we answered both of your questions previously during the podcast.
Sorry, I can't tell if I'm cutting you off because you were buffering, but Patty in the chat room said Joe is grandstanding too much.
Yes.
Which could have been what he did at Tribal. Well, if he thinks he's in trouble and thinks he's next to go, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'd be willing to bet Joe is going to double, triple grandstand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He may even do damage to the camp.
And if there's another heroes versus villains, Joe's going to be back.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next we have Will, the Giant Ninja.
What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the Giant Ninja. It is about 8:30 in the morning, and I'm driving on my way to court, and I thought I better get my feedback in now because otherwise I'm probably going to forget to do it later today. I got a lot going on, so thought I'd get it in real quick. Just a few quick thoughts. Number one, I think that Jeff called an audible. I think he merged the tribes sooner than production was intending that they be merged. I think they were planning on a merge at 11, and he saw how famished everyone was and called an audible and had them merge at 12. I think that Outback Steak Shack was a reward for the winning tribe. That challenge that was already set up was a tricolor challenge. There was a spot for blue, a spot for red, a spot for yellow. I think they were going to do a reward challenge right there. Let one group eat some protein and get an advantage heading into the last immunity challenge before the merge. But Jeff saw how famished everyone was, and he just said, nope, they got to eat. Let's get everybody some steak. Let's get everybody some salad. Let's get everybody some sugar and move forward. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I say kudos. I don't mind minor changes in the game like that in order to protect everyone. I do mind when they're to protect one person, Andrew Savage. But when they're to protect everyone, everybody's starving, I'm good with that. But I haven't seen or read anybody talking about that yet, where they merged earlier than they intended to, and it was just a split-second audible by Jeff. So I wanted to hear Dwaine and David's take on that. Do you guys think I'm right, or am I way off base on that? Number two, at the immunity challenge, apparently Chrissy painted herself as a huge threat because she can multiply 30 times 30. Hey, fishmonger Lydia / Lauren, my 6-year-old can multiply 30 times 30. Chrissy is a threat in this game. She is a strategic player in this game, but it's not because she can multiply 30 times 30. Come on. Number three, moving forward to Tribal Council, Joe changed the game a little bit. I don't remember any times in the past where somebody has flashed an idol at Tribal Council before the vote and then played it for themselves after the vote. I don't think that has happened. I'm sure Mike K is already posting in the chat room to correct me if I'm wrong. So I appreciate that, Mike. And I'd love it if Dwaine and David could, tell us if that happens. But I think we had gotten to a point in Survivor, at least I had in my mind, where the mere act of flashing an idol meant if I'm in charge of my alliance, we're voting for you because you are the one person I know is not going to have an idol played for him because you're flashing it. And the reason is simple, just like the Kelly Wentworth theory with idols. You're better off, if you're going to use it, you don't want anybody to know about it. You want them to vote for you. So you don't want to flash an idol which has the apparent impact of making them not vote for you. Now, I think Joe's mistake was he's thinking on the third level, and he's assuming that his opponents are thinking on the second level, and really they were only thinking on the first level. They never changed anything. They said, Joe might have an idol. Who is he not going to play it for? That's who we will vote for, period. And they never adjusted from that. Whereas I think Joe was thinking, if I flash an idol, they're going to think I'll never play it for me, so they're going to vote for me, but I am going to play it for me. He was assuming second-level thinking, and he just wasn't getting it. And I'm okay with that. Really, Joe, you had an idol. You didn't want to go home. You played it. You're not going home. You made the final 11. That's a very small mistake in the grand scheme of this very, very, very difficult game. If you feel in danger and you have an idol, go ahead and play it. Play it for yourself. Know that you're coming back. That's what it's for. And with that, I am pulling into the courthouse now, so I guess I got to go. Later, peeps. Will at the Giant Ninja.
I personally think he should have taken his feedback into the courtroom. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. Are you committed to us or not? Judge, I have to wait. Okay, go ahead.
I don't have a problem either if they push it up just to keep the game flowing. We've talked about this. In fact, I've talked to Andy about this probably years ago about they don't want people suffering so bad that it takes away from the game. They don't want the hurting part, the physical detriment part to be that big a factor in the game. They want it to be people in the social game, the drama. So I agree. I have no problem if they moved it up to feed them.
All right, David. Next we have Gwen.
So I guess it's me reading it.
Yeah.
Is that where you kind of said it the way
I'm never reading Gwen again after that horrible thing I did before.
Yeah. She said, hello, D&D. David, listen up. Today you will notice a pattern with my feedback. You have 8 seconds to figure it out. For those of y'all that don't know, 8 seconds is supposedly the delay that they hear in the chat room about what we say and what they do.
See, I didn't even get that.
Okay. Note, it is okay to pause, laugh, and or comment after each person's description. Chrissy, mother's figures lose since the dawn of time.
Ha 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 ha. She
go.
told us to do that, right?
Ben thinks the game starts at the merge. Incorrect.
I agree. I said something about that. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ashley can't think of 8 words to describe her.
Oh, every single one is 8 words.
Yep.
Fits in with the merge buff purple edit. Oh, wow. Way to go, Gwen.
Yeah, this feedback is sponsored by the number 8.
Yeah, apparently so.
So JP fits in with the merge buff purple edit.
Okay.
Cole get him through life. Rude awakening a coming.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Mike calling sex doctor out. Practices challenges every Sunday.
Yeah, really, probably does. Yeah.
Joe, discount clony, phony, crony, Tony, not a brony.
All right.
Nice. Desi, one immunity, has good balance, is on Survivor. Ryan, no high fives for him. Change your turtleneck.
Yeah, really. And you know what's funny is, I don't know if it's funny, but he thought it was going to be a big deal. He was wearing a turtleneck, and it really hasn't. They haven't really made too many comments about it.
Lauren, caught a fish back in some screened seaweed. Props.
All right.
Devin, bromance with Ryan rekindled over best steak ever.
Yeah, I want some steak.
Yeah, I mean, winning challenges in food brings out the best in people.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Jessica, she trusted Cole. Bye, 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 bye. I guess that's supposed to be the Justin Timberlake theme. Hear you later. 8 seconds to be exact. Peace out, Gwen from Santa Barbara.
Yay, Gwen. She trusted Cole. I like that. Is it too late now to say sorry? All right. Next, we have Wendy from South Dakota. And luckily, she's not in her farm vehicle this time.
Hey, Dwaine and David and all my Survivor friends. Just got done watching the episode. I did get to watch it from my couch this week, but that's only because the combine is broke down. So, next week, I hope to joyfully announce that we are finally done with harvest. And be done with harvest. Anyway, it was a good episode. I was happy that Ben and Lauren swung over to the side that they did. I wasn't happy to see Jessica go. She was a nice gal. But I was rooting for the other side. So I was rooting for Hustlers, Heroes Alliance. I loved how excited Ben got about the ribeye because that's how passionate we are about beef here in South Dakota. He just tickles me. I hope to see him go really far. That whole reward was just pretty fantastic. It was kind of funny how annoyed that Chrissy was already with Joe. That was humorous to watch too. Kind of fun that they tricked him out of his idol too. So, yeah. Desi, if we didn't already know it, today made it extremely clear that she is a force to be reckoned with. She's seems to be very social, and although she's not like super ripped, she's very, very physical. She's won quite a lot of challenges and been a big help in the group challenges. So I see her going a long way. She seems like a great gal too. Looks like it's going to get spicy next week by the preview. And I just don't understand Cole. Okay, he obviously found the note that was in the nails, but you wait until nighttime to go digging. You don't just run over when everybody's there and start digging. It's crazy. But he's just so impetuous. He doesn't seem to think things through before he just does them. But, I guess age accounts for some of that, and some people, age never accounts for that. So, anyway, good season. Can't wait to hear from y'all. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, David, I know what happened. I know what happens next week. Oh, crud, you can't hear me, can you?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I know what happens next week. Cole finds the clue and says, "Hey guys, look, I found the clue. Will it build trust with you if I share it with you?" And then he shares it with the entire tribe, and then is freaked out because they all run over there before he can. Wait, I thought this would build trust.
Hey, a show of hands. Who's going to trust me if I share this clue with any of you?
Would y'all trust me if I told you I had a clue that's in my pocket? By the way, those who are in the live chat, you are missing lots of things, but nobody on the audio feed, on the audio that I produce later, is going to miss anything because I record directly to a digital recorder. And since David's not buffering and only I'm buffering, there will be no effect. It will be just fine on the podcast that goes out later this evening. All right. All right. We have another feedback. It's from Mir I Am, the Kale Lady.
Hi, Dave and Dwayne. This is Mir I Am, Vader Girl, calling from Everett, Washington. How are you guys doing? Anyways, I'm really excited about Survivor. It's just great. Survivor just keeps on providing wonderful entertainment. Last night was really, really good. I loved the tribal council and the deuces, a lot of theatrics. It was live and very fun. I still have my winner pick as Ryan, who thankfully got his shorts. If you guys notice, he has his swimming trunks now, so no issues anymore on the family friendliness there. But Ryan is doing really well. I feel like he got some great confessionals where it was shown that he was basically creating or doing the narrative of the story, 1, and 2, controlling the game by they showed him taking credit for coming up with the alliance of heroes and hustlers. And they just basically showed him controlling that tribal council and controlling how people got together. Where I think other people who had winners edits, like Chrissy, she was shown to have a little bit more sloppy gameplay. Where, not one, she was a target for the second time and got a lot of votes, almost split votes. And 2, she had shown that when she was trying to talk to Ben at the merge feast, she was being a little bit loud and Ben didn't appreciate it. Where in comparison, when you see Ryan finally getting together with Devin to talk about their former alliance, they do it very secretly and on the down low. Also, then Chrissy was bragging about numbers, and it was 900 times that they lasted longer than Ryan or whatever. But she was showing her smart game, or her smarts, bragging, basically being teacher's pet, whatever, getting attention, drew attention to herself and put a target on herself. So I feel like her edit was not as much of a winner's edit as Ryan's at that point. And Ben, I still see him with a good edit. I mean, I heard other people on other podcasts say that it wasn't a good look for him last night being the swing vote. I thought he had a pretty good edit, though. I still could see him winning. He's likable. He's got great confessionals. He did vote with the numbers last night. He was the swing vote, which he was in control, and he was able to successfully swing Lauren over to his side to get the numbers. So I still feel like Ben's getting a pretty good vote. Joe. I have to say, I love him. I'm such great casting. Joe Mina, however you pronounce his last name, I love you. You are hysterical. I mean, you just make Survivor great. I'm so thankful for you being cast. Deuces, baby. Loved his game. I just love watching him play. I love watching him on TV. Another great thing to get into is his Twitter feed. Joe is hysterical on Twitter. I think he made a tweet about being called the Walmart Tony, phony baloney, or he's very engaging. He engages all the fans, and he's really, really funny. He reminds me actually of Tony on Twitter. They're just great big characters. And, I love Tony. I love Tony, of course, and I love Joe. Joe is very, very, I love him. He's great. I hope he goes far. He's just given this season life. He's so funny. So anyways, hope you guys do well. Have a great week. I'm excited about your drawing and the David Wright stuff. Thank you, David Wright, for doing that. May the force be with you guys. Eat healthy. Lots of kale, superfoods, lots of water. Black cats for life. May the force be with you. Peace.
There she goes again. Eat lots of good food, kale, water, black cats for life. You are muted, my friend. You muted yourself.
It's nice to know there are some things you can count on in life.
That's right. Well, we can definitely count on Vader Girl doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our D&D Patron Sweepstakes drawing. And then after that, we have an announcement to make. So, if you win, this is what we're drawing for. The very first name. David, I'm going to need you to write these names down. Okay. You're not, so I need to do it?
Oh.
You were shaking your head no after you said okay. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I can do it, David. I have a pad and paper.
We're early, so my office is a mess right now. So.
All right. I'm going to do it. So what I have is I entered in everybody's names, the number of times they're supposed to be entered into a randomizer on the internet. And I have tested it thoroughly, and it works. Anyway, so if you win, you get a Skype call with David Wright on Monday. That is the only time he's doing it. So if you can't do it on Monday, I'm sorry, that's the time that he's doing it. But you also, and even if you can't make that call, though, you do get a signed buff from him. Possibly some other survivors have signed it too. Not 100% sure about that. All right. Then second and third place also get to join the Skype call, assuming you can do it on Monday night. Now, you'll need to email us your Skype information so we can pass it along to David so y'all can have your conversation. All right? David and I probably will not be in on that conversation. So you get to enjoy David Wright all on your own without having us interject our little thoughts. All right? So, again, he will tell you a time. He will tell us a time for Monday evening, and we will email you the time. It is your responsibility to be available for the call. Okay? All right, David. Here goes the randomizer. I should have had some like, booka, 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 booka. Okay, I'm going to do that. Ready? Are you ready, David?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Booka, 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 booka. Rion Deo. Rion Deo. RION DAYAO. RION. I don't remember how to pronounce. Isn't he from Iceland?
No, that's Sindri.
Oh, okay. All right. Second place. Second place goes to Mark Percy. Boy, he'll like that. Mark Percy. And third place, Donna Martello. Now, Vader Girl is now hitting her computer because she's upset that she didn't win. So, all right, those are our winners for the D&D Patron Sweepstakes. If you want a signed headshot from him, you need to get your mailing address to me like before Friday evening or whatever, because I'm going to send him all the addresses. All right, David, you ready for our announcement?
Sure.
Our announcement is that we have been podcasting for 12 seasons. That's not our announcement, but can you believe that? We've been wearing our Survivor Talk hats for 12 seasons. That's 6 years, David.
Wow.
Of amazing fun.
And we're still friends.
Yeah, and we've met a lot of great people. We enjoy our STWDD family. However, after some careful consideration over the last 3 weeks, David and I have decided that it's time for us to hang up our Survivor Talk hats after this season. So this will be our last season of Survivor Talk with D&D. All of our shows will remain available on iTunes, etc., and our website will also remain online, okay, so that people can access all our previous shows and blogs if they want. So there's that. There will be our old shows will be on iTunes, and everything will still be on our website. But most importantly, David, our Facebook group will remain active, and we will remain active on it. Right? Our Survivor Talk Facebook. David, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Our Survivor Talk Feedback Facebook group will continue to be the place we always go to interact and talk about Survivor stuff with you. Right? You're making sure that the chat room heard what I said since we're buffering?
Yes, I know what you're saying, but not all of it's coming in and out.
Yeah, okay.
Gwen does not consent. So.
Yeah, I know. So the Survivor Talk with D&D podcast may be ending, but the Survivor Talk continues on Facebook. So basically, it's been 6 years. It's time to put the hats up and to not do this anymore, even though we really enjoy it. It's just time. Website stays up. Old shows are on iTunes. Facebook group is up. And we are very, very happy to announce that Ryan Kaiser will be moving to another amazing podcast family that I am not at liberty to say yet. But he will be joining a large podcast family, a very, very large podcast family of bloggers next season. And to be honest with you, David, I do not know if you agree with this, but he is one of the best Survivor bloggers I have ever read, and he deserves this opportunity.
Well, I enjoy him because I know him.
Yeah.
Spent time with him. I got to ride with him and Adam to the latest Durham Warriors, and he's just a super smart guy. I wish he had time to write longer because I know he's got more to say.
Right. Well, one thing that's pretty cool for Ryan is he sent us a screenshot of Chrissy probably tweeting him or something or sending him a message. And she said, I read lots and lots of blogs, and yours was a refreshing change from what I always read. You know? Are you bringing it up so you can read it? No? No. That's okay. No, you don't have to. I just thought you might have been. So, all right, there you go. Thank you for sticking with us to the very end. If you are a patron, I have sent out a patron message to y'all. I realize most of patrons aren't going to be patrons anymore. That's certainly your right. There will be some cost in us keeping things up for people to listen to. But again, all that's in your patron message that should go out later this evening, so you can read up on that. So thank you for sticking with us to the very end, not only of this episode, but also of our show, of our Survivor Talk with D&D. Thanks again, David. It's time for your final word.
I've never had a cinnamon stick. I thought they were for cooking. I didn't realize they were. I thought you put them in your drink or something. Have you ever eaten a cinnamon stick?
No,
straight?
because cinnamon. Okay, when I grew up and my mom said, "Do you want cinnamon?" Cinnamon meant cinnamon and sugar. It did not mean cinnamon by itself. This is
hungry.
I mean, come on. Anyway, it's time. Okay, so you gave your final word, and I consented, and I agreed. So that's all, folks. We're done. See you later.
See ya.
Survivor Talk with D&D is a production of D&D Podcasting and is hosted by David Jones and Dwaine Stroud, the two Ds in D&D. We're two best friends who decided way back in December of 2011 that we wanted to share our love of Survivor with all who would listen. Follow me on Twitter at Survivor_talk. Join our Facebook group at stwdd.com/Facebook. A special thanks goes out to Adam Klein, the winner of Survivor Millennials vs. Generation X, for providing both his voice and time for our show introduction. The amazing music you heard is Never Again by Breaking Benjamin. Thank you to Mark Percy, who creates all of our graphics and puts up with my OCD for each new graphic he creates. Thank you to Patrick Monroe, who spent countless hours designing our website and continues to provide support at all hours of the night. Visit our website at stwdd.com for quick and easy access to our most recent shows, as well as all of the others. Discover our two other podcasts, Rewind Fast Forward with D&D and Movie Talk with D&D. Check out our D&D store for shirts, hoodies, and even coffee mugs, or just look around and click on things. We couldn't create and produce our podcast without the financial support of our D&D patrons, as well as those who use our Amazon links. So thank you for going above and beyond and sharing in the fun of D&D. Become a D&D patron at stwdd.com/patron and enjoy immediate access to all of our shows prior to their release date. On a personal note, thank you to David for your friendship and for not telling me I was crazy about this whole podcasting thing. To God be all the glory. Thanks for listening.